Sara Berki has impressed country music fans and festival goers since her first single, and she continues to do so with her latest EP, In the Neon, and live shows. After appearing at the first Ridin Hearts Festival in 2023, she is back for this year's shows in Sydney and Melbourne. And I have a cold, which is why my voice sounds like this. Hello, Sara.
Hi Sophie, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And I saw you play live in Sydney earlier this year, and I had seen you play live before. But yeah, you just this phenomenal live artist, and I will get into that. But I'm actually just going to go to recorded music first to set the scene for people who may not know you. Now, you released your first EP, Heartline, in 2023, and the second, In the Neon, this year. They are
Mhm.
different to each other, but they're definitely in a continuum. And I'm wondering if you had a concept for In the Neon when you were working on the songs.
Yeah, I definitely worked through having the concept with this EP. I think I just wanted to show diversity in that, I think there is that real Nashville hot sound going around country music at the moment. There's no denying that. And I just wanted to have a crack at it. I just wanted to have a try and see what I could experiment with. It is very different to I guess OG Sarah Berkey kind of sounds. I just tried to keep a bit of integrity with, traditional instruments, my songwriting, and I guess, I love writing in scenarios. I
Mhm.
love writing of putting myself in positions where I'm like, okay, where am I? What does it look like? Am I at a bar? What's he wearing? What am I wearing? What am I drinking? What does it smell like? All of these things that actually make help me go to a place of writing. I might not have actually even been there. It's just either fictional or non-fiction. But yeah, I think like within the neon, I just wanted to try something a little different. So yeah, I'm
Good.
stoked. I'm stoked with how it's been. It's been well received. It's really fun to play live. But yeah, definitely different.
I think those details probably also go to how you sing it, not just how you write
Mhm.
it, because I think there's that, because it seems like you're so in the character, just from what you've
Yeah.
described, the process of getting into the character means that when you're singing it, recorded or live, you're
Mhm.
coming from almost like this feeling of living that person.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree because like I go from singing songs like, Twice or In the Neon to singing Quicksand and Fallen Off the Heartline or songs that aren't even out yet that are different fitting, especially for what's to come. If we talk about that, but it's then themed to how I'm writing for something like that.
Right.
Um, I've definitely found that out with I think I write in theme, you know, of what I'm trying to go for. Because yeah, it definitely happened with Heartline and then it's happened with In the Neon. It's feeling like that for the next lot of stuff. So yeah.
Well, now I'm intrigued. But another project you had this year was Forever Hold Your Gun, which was a song you released with Ruben Stiles, who performs as Yoga, YOGA, and used to be in Peking Duck. Now, from what I understand, you were a massive Peking Duck fan.
Oh, huge, huge. I would seriously, when I was 17, 18, I think it was around when like ticket scalping was a real bad thing. I'm not proud of it, but you'd see someone selling a ticket for like $150 more of what the actual price was. I seriously, I was a second year hairdresser, third year hairdresser, so like not really making that much money to be able to be paying for, tickets that were far more than what I should be paying for. But I would just anything to go and see Peking Duck, I just would get FOMO if I weren't there. But yeah, it's a bit of a full circle moment actually watching the boys live to then creating with Ruben. It's been incredible.
And from what I understand, he heard your voice live. He heard a song and thought, "Who is this? I need to record."
Yeah. I think yeah, Dan Biddle, my manager, he had come to me and he's like, "So Sarah, I got this inquiry. Do you know Ruben Styles, one half before I could even finish a sentence, I'm like, one half of Peking Duck. Are you kidding me? How does he know me? I just, yeah. Anyway, oh, it's a really cool project to be on.
Yeah, it's a great song, and also there's a story there. People can go and listen to the song if they want to find out the story
Yeah.
behind "Forever Hold Your Gun," or that's actually in the song. You talked about the theming of the Heartline EP and in the Neon, and then what's coming up. And I found at your live show, and I've seen you perform some songs at Fan Zone in Tamworth. I saw your set for your EP launch in Sydney. At the show I saw at Wayward's in Newtown earlier this year was themed in that you had one set that was acoustic and
Mm.
one set that was full band, which is a lot of output for an artist, right? So
Oh,
you've
yeah.
obviously thought about it. I'm wondering why you
Mhm.
decided on that structure.
I just think that there's so many layers to me. And if you were to ask me that question when I first had started, I probably wouldn't have been able to answer that because I would just say, I don't know what it is. I just have this, I really like writing, uh, really in-depth, raw kind of stuff. But then why do I like writing, up vibe, real detailed kind of scenario kind of stuff? I just couldn't answer that. Whereas now, 4 years in, I go, no, I'm not quite this or that. I really like writing this way and this way. But I just wanted to give people that feel of Sarah Berkey, that's like that real stripped back, raw, emotional kind of sound. That's that comes from my upbringing, but then also like a red hot band set that's got this razzy kind of, I want to say, well, I mean, I look at what I was brought up with and then I go, well, that's got a bit of that in there too. So,
Mhm.
I want to give people both. I just don't want to be subjected to either one.
Yeah.
But the fact that I can do that and I can give people that, I'm really proud of being able to do that. I can't say whether I like either more. It's just I shine when I can do both.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, partly when I go to gigs, it's definitely as a fan, and I'm there to absorb the music, and then I partly have this interest of looking at what's going on. And what I
Yes.
found so interesting about that show is because I actually don't think I've seen a show like it because you did draw everyone in close
Mm,
with that acoustic set, and it was this feeling of like we're in this small environment. There were a lot of people there. It was quite packed, but it was this sense of, oh, we're really in close with you.
mm.
And I think if you'd ended the show, then people would have been really happy. But instead, what happened was you kind of built not I was going to say built the hysteria for the second act because it was a really high energy set, but it was that thing of built the anticipation. That's what I'm
Yeah.
going for. And I thought this is fascinating because the ability to actually bring us in, give us a really great set, and it was a full set, and then come back and give us that second set. So energetically, I was really interested in whether that was like a gear change for you, whether you actually in between sets thought, okay, I've got this different persona now, front woman persona.
Yeah, no, I do because I mean, I'll be the first one to say it. You probably won't be able to see it. I think some people see it. I'm a pretty nervous performer. I really am. I'm so nervous, especially when I'm up there by myself and I just go, "Oh my God, there's so many people looking at me." Well, they're here for a reason, Sarah. You got a job to do, you know? But I just being in that moment of that real um I'm very vulnerable. These songs that the songs that I were playing when I were, you know, telling you guys about them, I'm like, I'm letting people have a piece of me, a little tiny piece of me. Every single person in this room now knows what's going on up here to a certain extent. Whereas when I play band shows, it's like, yes, you take the time to talk about how you wrote songs very minutely compared to a set like you're sitting there, you're by yourself, it's just you and a guitar, you have to talk to people. But I just let myself know that that's a safe space. People are there to be with you and to watch you. I'm still not I'm still not quite there yet, and I don't know whether I ever will be. I like people knowing that I'm exactly like them. I'm just doing something that you might not be.
True. Look, you are, but also not because most of us can't. you. But I think that authenticity is what makes the connection, right? The fact that
Yeah.
you are there saying, "This is me," and I am giving you these parts of me, and you're offering them tenderly, I think, as well.
Yep.
Whether it's acoustic or banjo. Now, part of what you also offered was John Denver's Country Road at the Brisbane Lions season opener this year. Now they've just won the premiership at the time we're
I
speaking.
know.
So
Woo!
I tend to think your 20 million views on Country Roads has been like their
Oh,
lucky charm.
yeah, I'm becoming a bit of a mascot, I think. I actually, yeah, it was getting to a point where I'd go down to Coles, Woolies, any sort of shop, and people would be like, "Oh, are you Sarah Berki? Oh, mate, I love that. I love that rendition that you did. It's incredible." I'm like, "Thank you very much." Yeah, I was like catching flights. People were sitting next to me. You look familiar. Do I really? Oh, it looked like an absolute, yeah, anyway, but that was one of the most incredible, surreal moments of my actual life. I mean, I was looking around and I was thinking, I can't even focus on one person here because there's just so many people. They were moving that it was like they were glitching when they were moving, that there were that many people. So I think with something like that, um, it was actually a moment not to be nervous
Mhm.
because there was too many people to focus on. I couldn't even focus on one person. But when they gave us the footage, the AFL, they had said, you can post it, you can do what you'd like with it. I was a little bit hesitant because, it's the most I love the song. I remember it from when I was a little girl and my nan playing it. But it is quite a common country song.
Mhm.
And I never, ever, ever, it's always the ones that you don't think anything's going to happen. I really was like, oh, okay, let's put it on YouTube. Sure, it's another piece of content. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
Well, you're about to have another piece of content because you are performing at the NRLW Grand Final on the 5th of October. At the time we're speaking, this is not public knowledge. It will be by the time I publish this. So clearly you're feeling comfortable now with the
Oh,
footy final
yeah,
environment.
yeah. Well, I mean, what an honor. I just can't believe that. I've been brought up in a footy family. Definitely. I would have wanted to play. I wanted to play when I was a little girl, but it got a bit too rough there. My dad was actually coach for quite a while, and my brother, from under sixes to almost under eight, well, yeah, under 18s. I just know I know the game back to front. I actually played when I was 16 to 18 in like women's league, but to be able to be booked for something that I feel so it's so funny because like I feel like you wouldn't pick it from me, but I'm so passionate about football. I love
True, I did
I
not pick
love
that about you.
I love footy so much. Like getting in a conversation about football, I'm like, yes, this is my thing. But yeah, just being booked for women in league is it's another highlight. I can't believe it. But I feel very honored to be picked for something like this.
Well, I am sure they know what they're doing, as do the festival organisers of Ridin Hearts Festival, which is taking place at Sydney Showgrounds on Saturday, the 25th of October, and the Caribbean Gardens in Melbourne on Sunday, the 26th. Now, you're a returning artist because you were there in 2023, you're back this year. It's not a massive lineup, so that
No.
means, there'll be a lot of people competing for those slots. I think the fact you're back speaks volumes, and you'll be looking forward to it.
I can't wait. Yes, I was lucky enough to play the first Ridin Hearts. And yeah, what an incredible festival. Like it's so accessible for people to get to, especially for, I mean, both Sydney and Melbourne, so accessible, but especially, being able to get to and from even where I live to the festival, it's just so good. There's so much to offer. Great artists, great setup. It's just such a good setup. I'm really excited for it. It's going to be good.
And I think the big question now is what you put in your set list, because as we've discussed, you can, that acoustic ability to draw people in, and you have, 20 million streams on country roads. How do you pick what goes on
Uh,
the list?
I think with something like, well, yeah, with something like Ridin Hearts, because I do have, it's not a full 60-minute set
Hmm.
just yet. Um, I'm gonna keep it pretty hot, I think.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. It's going to be in the neon, that sounds like.
In the neon themed, I feel. That's the vibe. Yep.
Well, it sounds like you have some preparation in a good way for things coming up. You also have some new songs on the way, which is exciting. But by on the way, I mean you're writing them. No
Yeah.
expectations for release date. Sarah, as ever, delightful to talk to you, and I look forward to whatever you're doing next.
Thanks. So